Welcome back to PA Live. It's time now to get happy. To help us, we have happiness coach and author of the best-selling book, Get in a Good Mood and Stay There, Dannie De Novo's here. Thanks for coming on PA Live.
Hi, Haley. Thank you.
You had a bit of a drive to get here.
Yes, I came from Pittsburgh just to see you and talk about happiness.
Good. Well, I love that. I love being happy. We all love being happy. So I'm excited to hear about it. The statistics are pretty sad about how many people are feeling lonely and not happy.
They are. A recent survey by the BBC said 33% of people are feeling lonely, and women are actually showing more signs of loneliness than men.
I think people are even more lonely than that. They're just not admitting it.
I would agree with that. Absolutely.
Yeah. So you've put together a loneliness quiz.
I have, yes.
Let's take a look at it. And you at home, do this in your head and figure out which ones you're saying yes or no to, and then we'll tell you the results at the end.
Right, because you may be lonely, but you might not even know the extent of that loneliness. So some ways to figure that out are, do you spend too much time by yourself? And while you're doing those things, are you unhappy doing so many things by yourself? Are you lonely with other people around you? And you really need to pay attention to this one, because you may be spending time with people who are actually sucking energy from you instead of giving you energy.
Okay.
Do you find it hard to make new friends? Or have you lost touch with old friends? And the real question here is, do you feel like you have anyone that you can share life's experiences with? Do you feel cut off from your family or even your community? Do you feel like there's anyone that you can turn to when you need help? And when you are around people, do you feel like you have nothing in common with those people? Again, these people may be stripping you of energy. And do you spend more time on Netflix or on television or talking to Alexa than you do actually communicating and connecting with real human beings?
I love Alexa, but she has an attitude.
She does sometimes.
So that's the quiz. Now the results. So if you had one yes, that means you're a human being.
You're just a human being.
So
yes.
You're not a robot.
We're all
Very
lonely
good.
sometimes, yes.
And then if you had 2 yeses, that means you might be in danger.
You could be.
And 3 or more yeses means your loneliness might be killing you. So that means it's probably time to take action. One thing they could do is probably read your book. What do you talk about in your book?
Well, I talk about my experience with loneliness and depression. So it all started out, I was making dinner one evening, and I was stirring a pot, just sort of on autopilot, thinking about the day. And my baby at the time was on the floor, and she had a bowl and a spoon, and she was playing with it. And I just glanced down, and she looked up at me and grabbed her bowl and started stirring just like I was.
Oh.
And her eyes got really big and bright to say, "Look, Mommy, just like you."
So cute.
And for a second, I was so proud because it was just like Mommy. But then I had this wave of nausea hit me because I realized she was copying me. She was doing everything exactly the way that I was doing it. And she was going to end up living a lonely and depressed life because she was learning that from me. So I knew at that point in time my purpose had to be becoming happy and fulfilled so that I could teach that to her.
Wow.
So that's the reason for writing the book. And the book is about my journey and the things that I did to switch from loneliness and depression to a happier lifestyle.
Wow, that's a really nice way to do it, to be a role model for your kids and other people in your life. Now, what I like about your method is you actually have things people can start doing today to make them feel happier. So let's take a look at some of the things you recommend. So explain this first one to us.
Yes, so the acronym HAPPY, you start with H. And H means hit yourself to new things. Really go out and start exploring life again. New people, new ideas, new hobbies, new interests. Take time and just explore and have a good time with it. The A in HAPPY stands for appreciate. This is just some good old-fashioned gratitude. You can find good in just about anything if you look for it. And when you feel grateful, you feel happier. Those emotions are attached to each other.
Wow.
The first P stands for prize yourself. You really need to learn how to start loving yourself. Because when you love yourself, when you really like yourself, you don't mind spending time alone with yourself. But also, when you love yourself, you're going to attract people to you because they're going to like what you like about yourself. The second P is find your purpose, just as I just explained with my daughter. A purpose in life is a game changer. You have to find that passion in life again. What is your purpose? And the Y in HAPPY stands for you, because you're the only one that can change your loneliness into happiness, and you're the only one that can keep your loneliness from killing you.
Wow, yeah, I know a lot of times people think, you know, their significant other is supposed to make them happy.
Right.
But I have found in my own life that it really stems from finding your own happiness, and then you emit that and other people can feel that, but it really just depends on you.
Yes. Real happiness comes internally. If you're looking for it in external places or in other things, you're never really going to find it because you're going to keep needing that next thing, that next event, that next person to keep that happiness going for you.
All right, well, this was really helpful today. Hopefully it brightened up your Monday at home today. If people want to find out more about what you suggest and your readings and keep up with you, how can they do that?
Yeah, so you can find my book on Amazon.com or at my website, which is DannieDeNovo.com. And I also have a podcast called the Dannie De Novo Podcast, where I talk a lot about these ideas as well.
All right, well, this was so helpful. Dannie, thanks for making the trip out here.
Thank you, Haley.
All right, hopefully we see you soon.
Absolutely.